Now, Dolph, Rocky 4, you're in it. You auditioned, but you didn't get through in the audition, but you ended up in the movie. So how did that happen?
Yeah, I went for a cattle call in New York, as you said. It's like 5,000 guys lined up. I didn't know what it was for, but I realized when I was there, and the girl asked me, you know, how tall are you? And I said 6'5", and she didn't even look up. She just goes, too tall, next. And I was like, and I saw the Rocky poster behind her, and then I decided, oh shit, I got to go for this because this is like right up my alley. I was a fighter, you know, I love the Rocky movies. So I sent some pictures off that I took some pictures in trunks, you know, on boxing gear, sent them off to some guy who said he knew somebody who knew Sylvester Stallone. I'd met somebody who knew Sylvester Stallone. So this is 6 months later. I'm back in Europe visiting my family, and some guy calls me, some PA from LA, some production assistant from one of the studios, like, thank God I found you. You know, I've been looking for months. It turned out that I guess the pictures made it to Sly, and they flew me into LA, and I met him, and he was, I remember he had long hair like in Rambo, because he was going to do Rambo 2, you know, and very tanned, a little shorter than I thought, but he was very buffed, and he was very nice to me. He said, yeah, I got, you know, 5,000 guys up for this role, you know. So in those days, there was no like internet. It was just a bunch of folders around the room, like everywhere, you know, pictures of people everywhere. And basically, he said, you gotta put on some weight. You gotta practice. He gave me the script, and then I had to practice a little monologue. And 6 months later, I did a screen test, and I got it.
That's great.
That's it, yeah.
Now, is it true that during filming you almost killed Sylvester Stallone?
Well, that's the story I've heard, but I don't know. I mean, we both got hit because this is the days before CGI, and you know, anything you wanted to do on film, you had to do it right there in the camera. So if you wanted to, you know, those hits when you see your head flying and all that, that's real, you know. You set it up, you put the fake blood in your mouth, and you kind of stiff arm. I take a shot at him, he takes one at me, and then you take an aspirin and go home that day because, you know, you should get a little bit nauseous afterwards. But I think what happened was there was some body shots that I gave him. He wanted me to hit him really hard. He gave me some body shots that I guess when we get back to LA, this is in Vancouver, we shot all the Russian stuff. We got back to LA, and then they said, oh, no, Sly's in the hospital. You get 2 weeks off. And I'm like, oh, that's great, 2 weeks off. What happened to him? Then I found out it was supposedly I did it. I don't know. I think it was an insurance scam.
He needed the money.
Yeah, well, somebody did, and they needed to blame somebody. So
now, you've been in all 3 of the Expendables films.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you to share a story? I'll say a celebrity's name, and you just tell me a fun story that you have with one of these stars.
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold. Well, okay. I've known him from before Rocky, you know. I was going out with Grace Jones, who was a singer back in the 80s, and she was in a Conan movie, Conan the Destroyer, it's the second one. And we were renting this house in Beverly Hills. I'm training with Sly now for Rocky 4, and she's having, as usual, having a party late at night for the cast of the Conan movies. And I had to go to sleep because I had to get up and train with Sly. So I remember I'm in the guest room trying to get to sleep. The music's playing super loud. There's people everywhere. I knock on the door. Who is it? It's your trainer. I'm here to check your abs. And open the door. There's Arnold with a drink in his hand. No, he's a great guy, Arnold. I've known him, you know, many years. That's one story for him. Okay.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. I only did one film with him, Expendables 3. He's an interesting guy, very energetic, funny. He did a great job, I think, in the film. Well, I remember actually not too long ago, it was like maybe a month ago in LA, we had a press conference for the film, and we're all lined up. There's like, I don't know, 15 of us, because now Harrison Ford's there, and Antonio Banderas, and everybody's there. And they asked Mel, you know, one of the American journalists, like, what so, Mr. Gibson, so what it's like to play the heavy, to play the bad guy in this movie? And he's like, you know, no, I didn't know I was the bad guy. I thought the bad guy was Dolph Lundgren. He said, I saw the movie last night. I was really offended. So he says, Stanislavski rule number 1, never question your character. So anyway, yeah, he's a good sense of humor.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, Jean-Claude. Damn. Yeah, he's, interesting guy. I did Universal Soldier with him, a couple of those, I think 2 or 3 of them. And what can I say about him? Well, there's a lot of stories about Jean-Claude. Let's see which ones I can tell on television without getting sued. He was, well, I could tell you, first time I met him was on the set of Universal Soldier, the first one. And the first scene we shot was Vietnam scene, beginning of the movie, and I'm this crazy sergeant, and I'm about to kill these 2 poor Vietnamese kids, right? And I'm high on drugs. I got this ear necklace around my neck, and he comes in, and there's this action beat. The first shot of the whole movie, I was supposed to whip around with my gun, and he kicks it out of my hand. So I had my trainer there, my English karate trainer, you know, and we had a stunt coordinator, and first take, you know, it's supposed to go really slow, and Van Damme, whack, it hits my arm really hard, and the gun goes flying, and I can look at my trainer, and he's like, what's going on here? He's British. Like, what's going on here? It's like, it's all right. Second take, boom, same thing. So he goes over and tells the stunt coordinator, something, whispers in his ear, basically, and I could see the stunt coordinator whispers something to Jean-Claude, and Jean-Claude is like, it turned out that Brian Fitkin, my trainer, told him, he does that again, Dolph's gonna knock him out. So I see Jean-Claude's eyes get all big, and next take it's like this hard, like a whisper.
You officially intimidated.
Yeah, officially. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Last one I'll ask you about, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Well, we had a couple of scenes in the movie. He's like the CIA guy, comes over, Expendables 3. He flies the chopper. God, what can I say about him? Anything funny? Let's see. Because I didn't have that many scenes with him. Well, I have one story, but I can't tell it on TV.
No one's watching, so you know, you just go to town.
No. He was. Well, I like he's got one good line in the picture where, because my character Gunnar Jensen, you know, I have this feud with Jet Li. We have a fight in the first movie, and the second one, you know, I make a lot of fun of him because of his height and, you know, all that stuff, his Chinese background. So in this picture, when Arnold picks up Harrison's character, you know, and there's a chopper, and Arnold's there with a cigar, and he goes, and the guy, and Harrison walks up and says, "This is it," and Arnold goes, "Well, sorry, short notice," and Harrison looks at Jet Li and goes, "Very short."
Now, you're in Australia for Optus. They've got some exciting news for people who aren't Optus customers yet, but could be. What's that all about?
Well, Optus, they were kind enough to bring me into Australia because, you know, I wanted to go to Australia anyway because I love the place. I went to school here. Optus has this plan where basically I'm fighting to help them get their customers a better deal. Because, you know, as in many other countries, you know, millions of Australians, they're locked into their deal and they can't switch. We're trying to fight to bring them to a better place so they can switch to better deal. You know, that's what they do in America a lot, and the same now in Australia for Optus.
So offering a bit of money, I hear, to customers so that they can get out of their pre-existing contracts and join Optus.
That's right, yeah. Get out of your contract, join Optus.
Okay.
Or I'll break you. Something like that.
Well, you've convinced me. I'll do it. Thank you very much, Dolph.
Thanks, man.